This is Channels Television's breaking news.
In this breaking news, another school shooting.
When are we going to stop with this fucking shit? I mean, how many school shootings? How many school shootings we had to have? We had school shooting. There was little kids that lost their lives, and now here's another one. I'm gonna watch this show clip. I'm fed up.
Put on the uniform today and went out to get the people who are terrorizing our neighborhoods.
Hold on, guys. There we go.
Good afternoon. I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan joining you live with the latest on a developing scene after we had word of a shooting incident on the east side around 12:40 today. Want to get you up to speed on the very latest. There were two IMPD officers that we're told were shot after there was a short chase around 30th and Post. Those two officers taken to Eskenazi Hospital, where we're told they have injuries that are considered to be non-life threatening. As a result of the shooting today, there are schools in the Warren Township Metropolitan School District that are closed. Karen Campbell joins me live here in studio with the latest that she's learned about the impact of students on their school day right now. Karen.
Right. So you can imagine, right? Their day is.
Karen, I am so sorry. This briefing is just starting, and we want to get there right now. I'm sorry. We'll check back with you, but we want to hear what the officers
give you as
have to
preliminary
say
information
right
and subject to change as the investigation progresses. So today at around 12:40 p.m. approximately, the Indiana Crime Guns Task Force was engaged in an investigation with the Lawrence Police Department on a shooting incident that occurred in Lawrence's jurisdiction. They encountered the potential suspect in that shooting, driving a vehicle with a passenger in the car as well. The officers attempted to stop this vehicle at 30th and Post. The suspect driver and the suspect passenger fled in the vehicle westbound on 30th Street. On two separate occasions, task force members attempted to do a precision intervention technique, which is to spin the car out to stop the pursuit. That was unsuccessful. In approximately the 8600 block of East 30th Street, the suspect turned south into a business parking lot. That parking lot had a dead end on the east side of the building into a 6-foot fence. Suspect went off-road in the gap between the business and the residents on the south side of that business. The vehicle became lodged. At that point, there was an exchange of gunfire between the suspect and our officers. 4 officers shot at the suspect. There was one shooting suspect who is deceased on the scene. He's a 46-year-old male. 2 officers sustained gunshot wounds. They are in stable condition at Eskenazi Hospital and are expected to recover. 1 rifle, AR-15 type rifle, is with the suspect who is deceased on the scene. One of the police cars is riddled with bullets in both the hood, the side of the car, the grill, and both the front and back windshields. The passenger in this vehicle fled from the scene and was apprehended a short while later near the location by members of the task force. He has been transported to IMPD headquarters for questioning. The officers were equipped with body-worn cameras. We have not watched those cameras, so I can't tell you what's on there. I'm here today with Commander Thomas of the IMPD Investigations Division and our partners with the ATF, Group Supervisor Christopher Knotts. They don't have any statements to give at this particular time, but the Indiana Crime Guns Task Force is a collaborative effort between Central Indiana law enforcement agencies with the sole purpose of identifying and removing illegally possessed and used weapons in our community. Every single day, these task force members from agencies throughout central Indiana, not just in Marion County, Carmel, Fishers, Lawrence, Boone County, Zionsville, the ATF, are all engaged and they have one mission: to make our community safer and to protect them from people who on a daily basis use firearms against their neighbors. We are fed up with it. The community should be fed up with it. And we have 2 officers that are lucky to be alive today. And they're doing exactly what we want them to do, despite all the odds, despite everything that's stacked up against them, despite all the criticism they take every single day. They put on the uniform today and went out to get the people who are terrorizing our neighborhoods. We all owe them a debt of gratitude.
Can we ask questions, Assistant Chief?
Yes.
The weapon used obviously would put you at war with this person. Can you just remind us, basically, you've seen the pictures, you've seen the vehicle. Those officers came to work today. They didn't come to go to war, but they found themselves at war with this individual. Can you just talk about the weapon and what they came under, the assault that they came under?
Well, based on just what I've been able to see, we're lucky today. The bullets went through the metal of the car. There's a part of the side of the car that's peeled back. That's how powerful of a weapon those officers are up against. Now, I don't know the type of weapon. I don't know the caliber of the round. I don't know any of that right now. That'll be all part of the investigation. That's why our partners from the ATF are here. They're going to get the serial number from that gun. They're going to do an emergency trace, and we're going to know where this weapon came from, hopefully in short order. How did this person get a hold of this weapon and, to use against not only us, but our community members?
Chief Bailey, we're getting word that the officers were transported by possibly a red truck or somebody else. How were the officers transported to the hospital? The
officers were self-transported by other officers. They were put in the back of police cars, which is a thing that we're doing now when our officers are shot. And if we know they don't need to be stabilized on scene, and we have the ability to get them to the hospital quicker, that's how they were transported in the back of a police car today.
Obviously, you got a bit
more about what the suspect was wanted for outside of warrants?
No, he doesn't necessarily wanted for warrants. This is an ongoing investigation in cooperation with the Lawrence Police Department and the Indiana Crime Guns Task Force. That investigation is still ongoing, so I wouldn't expect to get more information on that one until the Lawrence Police Department has, completed their investigation.
Obviously, it's
approximately how many rounds were fired by the suspect, and is there any reason to believe that the weapon that was used had an auto sear attached to it?
I don't know the question about the auto sear or the conversion device, and I can't give you an account, but there were multiple shots.
Obviously, Chief Bailey, you're emotional talking about what happened today. As a fellow officer, when you see these types of incidents, what goes through your mind?
Well, the first thing is I went for prayer to make sure that they get to go home to their families tonight for just doing a job. They don't deserve to be targeted. But then it was frustration, both for them and our community. We're all tired of this. We're all tired of the violence. I don't know what's happened. I can't put my finger on it. I know that our officers and detectives every single day have a mission, and the number one priority for us is to stop violent crime. But we need help. We cannot do this alone. The community has to hold themselves accountable. We took a rifle off of a juvenile in downtown Indianapolis this weekend. Did no one notice? No family members, no cousins, no nieces, nephews, no other friends said, hey, don't take that gun downtown? But the first question we always get is, what are you police doing about all this? Well, my next question is, what is the community doing about this? Because we need their help. If they know something's happening, they see this juvenile with an assault type or AK-47 type rifle, and you're not stopping that person from going down, you're complicit. You're complicit in the violence that's happening, and it's unacceptable.
Is people still being told to avoid this area at this point? What's still blocked off that people should know if they're heading home from work?
Yeah, we're going to be here for some time. We're going to, Crime Lab is going to be doing their thing. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office also has a representative, as is always the case at officer-involved shooting incidents. So it's going to take some time to do that. It's going to be investigated by the Critical Incident Response Team. At the same time, the Internal Affairs Bureau will be conducting a parallel investigation about internal things that'll go at the same time. The process will conduct a review. We'll release a critical incident video in the coming weeks to show exactly what happened. We'll have updates as we go along throughout the day. And one thing I do need to tell you, at 3:30 today, the chief of police and the mayor will provide some comments at Eskenazi Hospital. 3:30 today, they'll provide some comments at the hospital.
Is there any chance you will get that video out earlier?
No, we have our process. We're going to walk through our process like we do every single time, because it's important for us to be consistent on that. We have one prior officer involved shooting that the video will be coming out fairly soon. So we're going to walk through our process like we always do. It's important that we maintain a process.
What's that perimeter on road closures, just so people know? Do you know that?
I don't know exactly,
Okay.
but I can tell you between Post Road and Franklin, it's shut down for sure.
Right around 30th to 38th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Just to recap, this was an AR style rifle that was found. Is that
That's my understanding. I haven't gotten a close view. That's how it's described to me. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Chief Bailey.
All right, that was Assistant Chief of Police with IMPD, Chris Bailey, giving us an update about this shooting near 30th and Post Road. I'll give you a quick recap of what he told us. Officers were investigating an individual, noticed their car, tried to stop it near 30th and Post. That car fled west down 30th, turned into a business, ended up being a dead end, and that's when the suspects got out and exchanged gunfire with police. Assistant Chief Bailey saying that one of the suspects had an AR-style rifle and completely riddled the squad car with bullet holes. 2 officers injured, taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. But Assistant Chief Bailey saying that was very, very lucky. He was very emotional. We've been to 2 fatal shootings this morning, one just down the road about a mile away. The police are obviously fed up with the violence. Communities are fed up with the violence, and they're asking for communities' help to help maybe identify some of these incidents before they happen and they turn into serious incidents like the one we're seeing here on the east side.
Shopify is great. With Twig, it's even better. Here's how.
Know that you cover IMPD on a daily basis. You're out talking with families, you're at the scenes, you're talking with officers every single day of the week. This stood out to me, this range of emotions that we're hearing from our Assistant Chief of Police, Chris Bailey. We are fed up. We need help. We need prayers. Frustrated. We're tired of the violence. I have not seen that range of emotion coming from officers to date, although we've been talking about these conversations here. How did it strike you? Because you are in a daily conversation with them.
The exact same way it struck you, Ann. And we heard this earlier this morning from Officer Burris giving us sort of the same sentiment. And then it really just boiling over here at this point. We have 2 officers wounded in a shootout with a suspect they were trying to stop here near 30th and Post, and that person had a weapon with serious firepower, injuring these 2 police officers, and as Assistant Chief Bailey said, was lucky to be alive. They're taken to Eskenazi Hospital, but it all starts at home. Does anyone, brought up the incident about the rifle that was confiscated downtown over the weekend? Well, this was a teen. Did anybody notice that rifle was leaving a house? Did a family member, a friend maybe step in, intervene? Is there any intervention before police have to get involved? And when police do get involved, sometimes it's too late, or it ends in gunfire or something tragic like that. But a very emotional, we don't see this all the time from police, emotional Assistant Chief Bailey today.
Yes, well, they had 4 officers that were on the scene there, according to his report. 2 of them ended up being self-transported by police to Eskenazi Hospital. So that was an AR-15 rifle, John, that he said that was used there. It sounded to me like, gosh, this was like a scene out of a movie almost, that you have a car that was a suspect with a passenger kind of trapped in a business parking lot and then just riddling the police cruiser there. The way he described that scene just really sounded horrific. And he used the word terrorism in our community.
Yeah, terrorizing our communities, recognizing communities stepping up to recognizing these problems that are terrorizing Indianapolis communities, because we see so many shootings, so many homicides, and one that, and I don't believe I mentioned this, but you heard Assistant Chief Bailey say the driver of that car that was fleeing, a man in his 40s that was being investigated by police, was shot and killed at the scene. The passenger in that car running off, police took that person into custody. But you're right. They need the sentiment there was fed up. This is boiled over. They've seen enough. Communities have seen enough. We've been enough scenes today. I mean, this is the third, two of them fatal earlier this morning. One of a teenager of an Arsenal high school student killed at the bus stop. So there is just a sentiment overall within the city that enough is enough. We're fed up.
All right, John Duran reporting live near the scene near 30th and Post. We want to make sure that you're up to date. I want to clarify that was an AR-15 styled rifle. Thank you so much, John. If you're traveling on the east side, we want you to know that right now Post is closed between 25th and 30th as that investigation gets underway. Also, 30th is closed between Post and Franklin. You heard there from police. They've got the prosecutor, they got the coroner, they have internal affairs, they've got the critical incident response team. So a large police presence out there as they investigate the scene there, mark the scene, and record the scene. So please stay out of that area. There's also been an impact on schools. This is on the east side. That is the Metropolitan School District of Warren Township. And there are a list of schools that have been impacted. So we want to show that to you right now that have been on lockdown today. The schools.
Warren Central.
Warren Central, Lakeside Elementary, Pleasant Run, also impacted there. Renaissance School, our graphic there, I can't see the correct name of all of what there. Highlander Park, and also that early childhood center that are impacted in the Warren Township area. So keep that in mind. I talked with somebody at the Renaissance School who told me that the students, they were making an effort to transition to e-learning for the rest of the day. Of course, this incident went down shortly after the lunch hour around 12:40 today. So those schools are impacted. Traffic is impacted. At 3:30, we're told the police chief and the mayor, Joe Hogsett, are going to be gathering near Eskenazi Hospital, and they're going to be having a press conference there. I would imagine traffic in that area as we're getting into the afternoon and people are starting to leave work around 4 o'clock could also be impacted. We will bring you that press conference. We will also have complete coverage from all of our teams here at 13 News starting at 5 o'clock. Everything that we're gathering, we're also putting online on our 13 News app and also on our website. A devastating day for our community, and the police chief is fed up and says enough is enough. Our coverage continues here. I'm going to return you to normal programming.
I had enough of this shit. I had enough of this violent bullshit. I mean, when is it gonna take for y'all to stop pointing guns at your neighbors? Goddamn. You mean, firstly, it's every time on the news, it's gun violence, gun violence, gun violence, gun violence to gun violence. Some I heard every time it's little kids. But if I find out that if any of y'all go kneel, you guys, some of y'all parents need to stop failing. I'm gonna open the hotline in a few minutes. Shit. But before I open the hotline, listen to this one.
Put on the uniform today and went out to get the people who are terrorizing our neighborhoods.
Very emotional, frustrated words today. That's coming from top brass at Indianapolis Police. And it comes from a scene where 2 police officers are shot today following a short pursuit.
Put on the uniform today and went out to get the people who are terrorizing our neighborhoods.
Very emotional, frustrated words today. That's coming from top brass at Indianapolis Police. And it comes from a scene where 2 police officers are shot today following a short pursuit on the east side. And this just the most recent of a 12-hour crime spree across our community.
So since we were with you last night at 6 o'clock, police report 6 shootings. 3 people are dead tonight, including a 15-year-old boy.
So tonight we've got live team coverage from you. Emily Longnecker at Eskenazi Hospital. That's where doctors right now are treating the 2 officers injured today.
We'll get to Emily in a moment, but we want to begin tonight at 6 with our John Duran, who was at the scene, saw all of it unfold. John, what led up to today's shooting?
Well, Scott, police were actually investigating someone for a separate shooting in Lawrence. This is about 12:40 this afternoon. Police believe they spotted the car that suspect was in, attempted to pull it over at 30th and Post. That driver then took off west down 30th Street and pulled into a business, ended up at a dead end. That's when police say that suspect got out and exchanged gunfire with police. 2 IMPD officers were shot in the incident and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. IMPD says 4 officers fired their weapons and killed that suspect. The passenger in the suspect's car got out and fled on foot before police quickly brought him into custody. And Assistant Police Chief Chris Bailey heated today at the scene of this afternoon's shooting, talking about gun violence in Indianapolis.
We are fed up with it. The community should be fed up with it, and we have 2 officers that are lucky to be alive today, and they're doing exactly what we want them to do, despite all the odds, despite everything that's stacked up against them, despite all the criticism they take every single day. They put on the uniform today and went out to get the people who are terrorizing our neighborhoods.
Police say the suspect used a rifle to fire at officers this afternoon, injuring 2 and leaving a squad car completely destroyed. Police say they're working with the ATF today to run an emergency check on that rifle to find out how that got in the suspect's hands and where the suspect got it from, where the gun came from. Scott and Ann.
Yeah, I think a lot of viewers are frustrated along with the assistant police chief at all the violence our city has seen. John Duran on the east side, thanks.
It was just a few hours ago that IMPD said the 2 officers involved in that shooting are going to be okay.
Right now, those police officers are being treated at Eskenazi Hospital, so we want to get right out to Emily Longnecker tonight. So, Emily, have you actually heard from doctors to find out when they'll be released?
And Scott, they're not giving us a time of when these officers could be released, but we know that their injuries are not life-threatening. You know, John Duran talking about the gun that was used today, and police saying that it was powerful enough that it stripped the metal off some of the police cars when that gunfire hit those cars, and that's why they say these officers are very lucky to be alive tonight and in stable condition here at Eskenazi Hospital. Dozens of IMPD officers came to the hospital this afternoon following the shooting that left those 2 officers injured. At this point, police have not released the injured officers' names. IMPD Chief Randall Taylor called them both heroes, saying he prays every day for his officers and the community and that the violence has to stop.
But let's be about the purpose. Let's show what we can do as a city to end the violence. I hate to think of things as one side against the other, but I guess it's always been good versus evil. Let's make sure the good guys win.
And Chief Taylor saying he expects these officers to make a full recovery, and he says his officers will do whatever it takes to deal with the folks committing this violence to protect themselves and the community. And Scott?
All right, Emily Longnecker reporting live for us tonight along 10th Street at Eskenazi Hospital.
I had enough of this violence bull. Enough. When it's going to take for us to come together to say this is not okay? I'm sick of this shit. It keeps happening. We need to do something. We need to come together, and this gun violence needs to fucking stop. I'm fed up. I'm pissed. The chief is pissed. You ain't hear it again? Do you mean play it one more time? We can play it one more time. He's fed up. I'm fed up.
Put on the uniform today and went out to get the people who are terrorizing our neighborhoods.
There we go. Terrorizing our neighborhoods. When is it going to take for y'all to stop doing this? And I'm putting y'all and I'm putting the parents. If y'all watching this, I'm counting y'all. If y'all watching this, or watching the news, y'all watching the news, and parents, you need to keep the guns away from your kids. Cause I heard a 6-year-old boy just shot himself. Because of y'all parents don't know how to hide a gun right. Y'all put a gun where kids can reach it, and ends up they kill himself. When is it going to take? And Warren, I am, thank God, Warren put on the lockdown, because I was worried about Collier, all my friends, all my teachers. This is fed up and shit. I had enough. When is gonna take for y'all, and when it's gonna take for y'all to step up as parents to keep the guns away from your fucking children? When is it gonna take that? I'm gonna go live again. This is just ridiculous. I'm having enough of this shit. We need to stop with the gun violence. Hustle. This is hussleteaking. Post in the comment section what you think of this, what's going on in the world, and whoever wants to come live on TikTok, discuss this right now with me. I'm live on TikTok. When is violence going to stop? Who wants to come up and talk about this? Anybody? Who wants to come up? I'm gonna go. Let me see. Because when is gonna take? When? Tell me when. Tell me when it's gonna take for them to step up. Tell me. Tell me. Like, when are they gonna step up and stop with this shit? If Charlie's watching this, sorry about the cussing. I'm sorry. But I'm just fed up because honestly, like, I don't want to cuss, but the thing is, this makes me cuss because whoever wants to come up, they can come up. But I'm gonna open this hotline in a minute. Everybody can call in. If everybody wants to call in through this show, go to the link in my bio on my on TikTok. Click it, click my channel, click the video watching, and I'm gonna open the hotline, and then that's when y'all can call in and say your own opinion. Because I'm not the only one who's tired of this violent bullshit. Tell me if I'm the only one. Who wants violence to stop? Post it in the comment section on here and on TikTok. When is it gonna take us? Oh, how about we don't come together at all? How about we keep making this worse, and it ends up, if we keep losing officers to children, to uncles, to nephews, to grandparents, to mom, to dad, to sister, brother, teacher, bus driver, principal, lunch lady, and I can keep going. best friends, your neighbors that you probably can't stand. It can end up those wars if you don't come together to stop gun violence. All right, I'm gonna open. Who wants to come up and discuss it? Post in the comment section. Who wants to come up and discuss about gun violence? The one way how you can do it is go live. I'm gonna do this on TikTok, and then who wants to talk to me, come to the phone. Who wants to talk about it? Let me know. Say I want to come up. I'm gonna open the hotline right now. Okay, let me show you guys my channel. Hold on. So this is the number right here. This is the number right here, guys. You see it? Oh, you guys probably can't see it. I have to make it big. There we go. That's the number right there. Call that number right now, and you'll be part of the show. I see your number. I click it. You just type in your number, and then I call it. Okay. That's the number. I'll post it on TikTok. Hold on. All right, I post the number in the TikTok comments. Just click that and then click it, and then yeah, now we continue. And now wait, as I was saying, when is it gonna take for us to come together to say enough is enough about gun violence? When is it gonna take one of us to say enough is enough of this shit? When is it going to take us to agree this is not okay? When are we gonna stop putting? I'm gonna keep saying when because I'm like, because this is how fucking frustrated I am, because we keep allowing this shit to happen. And I'm gonna let Fat Red July know when. When is this going to stop? This is not. I'm gonna end this live off the heel. I'm about to go to bed. I'm fed up with this shit. I'll be going live again later on next week. I just want to talk about this. I'm ending this live. Make sure you just like and subscribe. That comes down below, and comment down below. This is just sick of me.
Put on the uniform today and went out to get the people.